are you? I don't want to take off work. Yeah, the artist from like Thursday.
First day back after feeling sick for maybe about a week. And as you see my workout summary, I bust out 3 miles and 20 minutes on the elliptical machine. Prior to that, of course, I did some stretches and some little routine workouts with the dumbbells. And here you see me doing a pull movement. And I'm about 8 weeks out, a little bit over 8 weeks out for the NPC Gladiator, which is in Maryland on March 23rd, which will be my first bodybuilding competition. So I'm just going to go through my entire workout of what I did today, my first day back. I tried to work out the entire body, but also focusing on the back muscles. And what I'll do is I'll try to upload something every day that I work out, so as you guys can see exactly what I'm doing and critique me and give me any info and any advice that you may have. So here you see I was doing some low reps. I don't think I had heavy weight on there. I think it was about 130 pounds. Maybe looking on there, it's probably about 160. Maybe about 160, but it was light. I went down to from 7 down to 1, and then 7 down to 1 again, and I think 7 down to 1 again. And this was after my warm-up on the elliptical, doing 20 minutes on there. Also stretching, of course, and then a little workout on the dumbbells where I did some, bicep curls and just a couple routines to get some blood flowing in my body. I enjoyed the workout, but like I said, it's my first day back, so it was a little tough getting started. But you see, I take short breaks, not long breaks, but the goal is to get the proper form. And if you've been watching me, in the beginning, I was working out with a lot lighter weight because I took on the advice of some of the bodybuilders that I've spoken to and also watched online, and they said, focus on form. And so if you notice when I'm pulling, I'm squeezing my back, and when it goes forward, I'm actually squeezing my chest at the same time. So it's not real heavy weight. Like I said, I believe it's about 160 on there. But it got the blood flowing. It seemed a little heavy. I had a little bit of a sniffle at first, but I think it was just a little bit of anxiousness, nervousness getting back in the gym. But like I said, I did a few reps of that. It was feeling real good. I was trying to focus. I didn't even have the weight belt on at this time. And the reason I'm showing you guys this is because I get a lot of questions, and 2 questions that are asking me a whole lot. What type of workout am I doing? What does my real workout look like? And also, how do people get big? How do you get buff? So here I'm about, I think around 242 is what I am right now. And of course that's, I'd say take off maybe about 5 pounds. This is during the day when I weighed that. So early in the morning, hopefully I'm a little less than that. I'm still on target. I'm hoping to get my weight down a little bit, but unfortunately with the weights going up and the high repetitions, my muscle mass seems to be growing because we actually measured out my biceps and everything, and they've grown a little, around 1 inch almost on my biceps. So I'm feeling real good. You see, I'm taking my time with it, taking my time with the motion. Met a lot of cool people, worked out at Gold's Gym. From there, I went on to some pulls, a pull motion. My whole focus today was not only to work out the muscles and get the blood flowing in them, but also to get stretches within my routine. I feel like I get the max development in my muscles, in my muscle growth, and I also see more curves and more definition when I stretch more often. So as you see here, I'm stretching out my arm fully and then pulling back and squeezing. So I did it with both arms. I think I did sets of around 20, reps of around 20, and I may have did maybe 4 or 5 sets for it. I stopped counting. My target goal today was reps of 20. I did not get that on most of the machines and most of the workouts I did. Maybe the first 2 reps, I may have gotten 20 in, but after that, I would start feeling the pain. And you got to keep in mind all that I've done prior to this, which is the cardio and everything. I know a lot of people do cardio at the end. I like to do it in the beginning to get the blood flowing. Plus, I like to get that little stretch in there also with the legs and the arms and just get everything ready to work. I think once I do some cardio and a good stretch, my body says, okay, you know what? It's time to work. So I knocked that out. Had a good time doing that. As you see, it started to sting a little. I was playing it off. You could tell looking at my face that it was stinging with the stretch. And I moved on to doing some pull downs. And, I like doing it this way. I think the weight was looking on there. Man, it might be 60 pounds or something. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't even think I adjusted the weight. I just jumped on there. It felt good. So that's what I did. My goal was 20 on here, but as you can see, I did not get 20. I was hurting. And I took off the sound on here because they won't let me monetize it. This gym is very cool. It's Gold's Gym in Ritchie Station. Good gym. They play great music, but if I put that music on there, YouTube will not let me monetize it. And so I was feeling real good. And this is only I want to say right here is probably my 4th or 5th exercise. And I should have, next time I'll get the entire warm up in there also. And from there, I did about, I want to say 5 or 6 sets on that machine. I moved on to a push motion. Also focusing on squeezing when I come back. I'm looking at it from this angle and I'm not too happy with that. I feel like I should, okay, now I'm going back. I think I realized that I wasn't going back all the way, getting a full stretch in the chest and also using my back to push at the same time. So I stabilized myself with one hand and then push with the other hand. And you'll notice I don't have a lot of weight on there at all. I think it's those might be I think it's 45s on each one. So it's just 145 on each side. It felt good when you're squeezing, like I said before. When I'm squeezing and I'm actually focusing on the muscle, I swear it just tires you the hell out. Like it's a lot harder to get in your workout the way you may want to get it in. Rather than pushing. Oh, there's AJ in the background. Cool dude. I moved on, grabbed a couple dumbbells. Of course, did something very similar. Dropped down with that, stretching, pulling out the back at the same time. And you notice I'm trying to get down to the floor and pull it back. I believe that is probably a 55 or 60 pound. And then I moved up to either 80 or 85, or that might be 90. I don't know what it is, but I know it's in the 80s or 90s. I don't know. Give me a break. But I did that. I did a couple sets of that. I think reps of about maybe 12 to 15. It might be 8 on there. Actually, I just looked at it. And then from there, I went on to the row machine because I needed to stretch out my back. It was to the point where I could barely move and I was starting to feel some back pain. And I wanted to get that acid out of there, that lactic acid, and get that stuff flowing. And I was feeling good. I think I still have my belt on right there, my weight belt going around the waist. And don't laugh at my fanny pack because you can see that in there. I did about 5 minutes of that. And I couldn't keep going. I had to stop a couple times. Hopefully it shows you that because this thing was tiring me out. But I like the way it feels. It's a different motion. And I like how it has the full body working out while coming down. Maybe not the calves, but you got to really watch your form on this. And I'm trying to flick my wrists when I come back down to get a little bit of those tries in there at the same time. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this though. They moved the machine from one section to another. And I think it's in a real good location because now I can see the TVs when I'm on it. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, I did that for about 5 minutes. I don't think there's any weight on there. But it's just a rigorous routine cardio. And of course, like I said, I do legs every day, something with the legs. So I did the inner and outer today. Was feeling real good. You see, if I had the sound on right now, you would hear me yelling right there because it was hurting. And right there I'm working the outer thigh, and right there is the inner, and making sure I squeeze. That's why you see me pause on some of them. Yeah, sorry about the color on that. And as I do with every time I work out, I end it with my pull-ups. Today I did 10. And then 9, then 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. And at the end, I believe I did 5 more because a lot of the time I was exhausted at this point. If it was not, it doesn't show my water down there, but if it showed my water is almost empty that I brought in there. And so I was, honestly, when I took off my sweater, my sweatshirt, when I came home, I had no more sweat in my body. Like, I was exhausted. This was my first day back. I went light on the weight and I went light on my reps. I would have normally pushed myself a little bit harder. But because it was my first day back, one thing I've learned about my body is if I push it too hard, then I will be in too much pain for the next day. And what I try to do when I take a break from the gym, I try to come back and do more of a full body type workout where I work a little bit of everything. And so that way, when, the body is warm and I get my, the blood flowing in the muscles, and then I come back and start working the groups. Like tomorrow, I believe I'm going to work on a little bit of chest, and also I'm going to work on my calves, and probably get a little bit of quads in there also. And we'll see how it goes. So where am I at now with these pull-ups? I don't, because I know the question comes up, The question comes up, how long do I take a break with these, and what's going on? Why am I not pulling my chin over the bar? Well, for one, I'm doing wide pull-ups. For two, if you look at that bar, you see 2 dots in the middle of that bar. That's because there are close grip bars right in front of my head. So I'm trying not to pull up and hit my head on it, or else you'll see this big guy fall on the floor, and you'll probably start laughing at me on the video, and it'll probably make it to some bloopers or something somewhere. So I don't know, but I'm trying my best not to be on there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I barely got it up on 6. Like I said, I'm super exhausted at this point. I'd worked out, I worked my arms, I worked my back. And my reason for doing the pull-ups at the end is this. Quick story. Years back, I could not, someone asked me to do a pull-up. I'd heard so many people say, hey, people, if you're over 200 pounds and got a little bit of muscle, those guys can't do pull-ups. So I challenged them. I said, yeah, I could do a pull-up. And I went to the pull-up bar and they tried to watch me. Let me tell you, I could barely get one pull-up. And I don't even think that one pull-up was decent. I really don't. I wish I would have recorded it because it would have been a great motivational tool to, see. So what I started doing is I would do one pull-up and I would walk away. I would let myself come all the way down, go to the floor, and then get back up and do one pull-up and come back down. What that did is that helped me to develop the necessary muscles to pull myself all the way up. Sure, I could get up there and do some halfy pull-ups and, not extend my arms all the way. I know from this recording, it looks like my feet are on the ground when I come down, but they're actually not. They're actually off of the ground. And then at the last set, I lifted them up to do the pull-ups. But I'm pretty proud of my pull-ups, and so I challenged myself by doing them at the end. And maybe one day, if someone wants to see, you just put it in the comments or ask me to do it, DM me on Instagram. Maybe I'll do some, fresh pull-ups, do a warm-up and see how many I can do. I've never had anybody ask me that, but I do know that when I go places, people want me to get in a pull-up contest. And speaking of that, I'm going to be at the LA Fit Expo this weekend in LA. I'm hoping to see a lot of people there. I'm hoping to get pictures with people. I'll be in line. I don't have a booth. I'm not a huge YouTuber. So if you do know me, I'll have on the Summer Is Now t-shirt and stuff like that. And want to say what's up and want to get a picture for Instagram, let me know. I'll be more than happy to take a picture. I know I look like I'm in my mood when I'm working out, but trust me, as long as you're working out and you're, just getting at work, I respect that. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and enjoy life, and enjoy fitness in that order. The summer is now, you dig?